What's good, people? I'm your host, Minnie Mira, and welcome to the All About Duality podcast. So I'm here with a few dreamy people, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
I'm Alyasa-GK.
I'm Lexie.
And I'm Sheri.
So today we're going to be speaking about dreams, and without wasting any time, let's get right into it. So I want to start off by talking about why we dream, and I'll just share a few theories of dreaming just to begin. So one of the theories of dreaming is that we get spiritual messages through them, right? Like there's meaning, there's symbolism, maybe like people believe like your ancestors want to like send you messages. And then there's this idea that we only remember what we're supposed to remember to like gain the message we need from them. So there's also this theory called threat simulation theory. And it's the idea that in our dreams, we practice like threatening situations so that we can work on our own survival skills. Maybe things that, you know, we would have had happen in our life. Like, I don't know, having a dream that you have to like fight an animal or something, or like fight off a murderer. Like these are just threats to our survival that we get to practice. And then the last theory, the last theory I have is that, you know, it's a random mess of whatever you were thinking of before you went to bed. So your brainstem just takes in like 3 words and then recreates something about it. So those are some theories I have about dreaming. So guys, why do you think we dream? Why do we dream?
I think it's just, well, I've heard this. I don't know if it's true, but I've heard like your dreams are just you in like other realities or other dimensions or universes. So it's like you're just seeing your life in like you living somewhere else. So I don't know if you see yourself in your dreams, but all my dreams is usually about me. So
like you are watching yourself, or you're the one living out the dream?
Yeah, it's a third person.
Yeah, so a camera's filming.
Yeah,
Alyasa.
so like I'm just like looking from above, looking down, seeing all the crazy stuff happen to me.
Okay. Why do we dream?
I mean, I've heard the same thing in terms of you get access to you in other places or other, even if it's not you, it might be other situations. I know you said that it's always you always see, but I've had dreams where I'm not involved at all, or if I were to look in the mirror in first person, I am not me. I am like a 12-year-old boy, and I'm just like,
that's crazy.
I'm like, that is not me at all. So I think it is different in that way, whereas it more of like a you into something else versus just into me in other places.
So you have actually looked in the mirror in your dream?
Yeah, or like a reflective surface. If it's not necessarily a mirror, it might be like water.
Okay, that is very intriguing. Anyone else? Have you looked in the mirror or seen yourself? I guess you dream in third person, so you, Have you ever seen yourself?
Not that I can recall. Like, I don't remember having that experience.
Oh, okay. Does yours like a cinematography, like when you see from above is like a panning camera, or
like
is it just
like it just pan and go through like all the angles?
Does it like instantly cut to a different camera angle?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That's so cool. We talked about it before, like, you know, Alyasa might be a perfectionist, like with his camera skills and his dreams.
Yeah, and apparently, I think we talked about this before, but like not everyone's dreams are like third person. Like some people's like first person.
Yeah,
so.
Definitely.
Is that for you guys or?
Mine can switch.
Switch, okay.
Yeah.
I think mine's always just third.
yeah. So mine, I don't know that I've ever been the camera and been in my dream. I've had like, you know, Sim City where you're just like panning the city or like looking above. Even in Sims, like loading screens when you're picking houses. That I've had that before, which is really weird. Just because it wasn't about people, but it was like instead of a camera change, it was like, okay, let's go see the town and then move to a different location. It was crazy. Yeah. Wow. And okay, I wanted to ask. So you guys said that you like maybe think it's a different multiverse, whatever, another version of you. So there's also a theory that says like you can only dream about things that you have in your memory already. Do you think it's like the memory from your other self?
If it's, well, it just depends on how you think about like if there is other universes, if you would have be able to like access their memories, since it's, you know, it's in that dream state you're connected to them. So would you be connected to their memories as well? Because I've had dreams where it's like stuff will happen like that's never like been close to happening in this life right here. So maybe it's just the other version of me, their memories. So maybe.
I will say though, I've never dreamt in a language that I don't understand. I've like obviously I've had people speak to me in like languages I've heard, but I've never been able to like fully have like my own discussion in another language. I speak English and French, so I've had dreams in French or switching between the two, but I've never been able to access a language I don't know. But that's the only thing that I can really think of that would show that I can't access something I don't already know. But
That
I
is
feel like
interesting.
other times there's, again, been experiences that I maybe would have seen on TV or through stories that I'm pulling from, but I've never lived those experiences.
Right. So for everyone listening, if you speak multiple languages, drop a comment and tell us, do you dream in both languages? Because that's very intriguing. I'd be curious to know. All right, Sheri, why do we dream?
I think like the first 3 theories that you had, like I've definitely experienced all of them. So I could
Right?
say like
Yeah.
definitely that. And just as Lexie and Alyasa said as well, I definitely think you can travel in your dreams and that you can like do work in your dreams, do things that need to be done. So I could see like the different timeline type of situation being accurate.
So like all of these theories kind of have their truth to them. So it's like, why do we dream, guys? Is it just all the reasons?
I feel like it could be all the reasons. If you want to go off of the idea that everything is just preparation for a potential scenario, then if you are living all these different lives or having accesses to different you, it is just different possible scenarios, even if they're very unprobable.
Yeah.
It could just be your brain being like, what would happen in this situation? What would that be like? And so it could just be an exploration of what another scenario would be like.
Yeah, I think so, because I've thought about this in terms of like dreaming about like relationships or like stuff like that, like about people in my life. And I'm like, in a sense, I feel like that does have a survival purpose to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. So do you remember your dreams?
Sometimes, not really. Like for the longest time, I wouldn't dream for like, I think a couple years went by where I just wouldn't have any dreams or anything. But then recently, I've been having like a lot of crazy, vivid, like realistic dreams, which have been kind of freaky. But I've been remembering them more. But yeah, after I wake up, maybe like 10, 20 minutes, I just forget it. So I've started writing them down. And
Yeah, that's
I
good.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that writing it down helps you remember them more.
Yeah,
Some of
that's what
them
I've
really
heard.
stick with you, and some of them I'm just instantly gone. Yeah.
Yeah, so apparently writing them down, people do say that that helps, but apparently there's also no scientific evidence to prove that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's no research to actually prove that. Yeah. So do you remember your dreams?
Same as Alyssa said, like recently I feel like they've been becoming more vivid and like more like key elements that I'm like, oh, I need to remember that, and I'll like think about it over and over again as I wake up, and then it'll kind of stick with me. But I don't think I dream a lot, and I don't like prior to this period of time I wasn't really remembering much.
So if you don't dream a lot, do you believe you're actually not dreaming or that you're not remembering a dream?
I think I'm not remembering, because I definitely think a lot of things are going on while I'm sleeping, but I think I just don't have a recollection of them.
Okay, so have you ever woken up, like maybe you didn't have a dream, but you've woken up feeling like a certain way, like maybe you were angry and you're just like, I have no idea why I'm angry, and it could have been from your dream?
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
Okay, that's hilarious. Do you guys believe that if you don't remember your dream that you're still like dreamt, or that... Wait, that doesn't make sense. If you remember, do you believe that if you like don't dream that you actually did dream and you didn't remember, or do you think you just like didn't dream that night?
I think like there's been a lot of nights where I just haven't had any dreams. Well, I have sleeping problems too, so like I don't sleep well throughout the night, and I wake up a lot. So sometimes I don't even get REM sleep. So maybe that's been affecting it too.
That might
but-
affect it.
Yeah.
I have read that most people dream about 6 times a night and
Yeah.
they just don't remember it. But you have to be at a certain stage of sleep to dream, so that would definitely affect it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I find for me, like, if the dream's like really messed up, or there's like maybe like an emotional connection, like maybe something bad happened to someone I care about, then I'll remember that more than just like a crazy random dream. It's like, oh, I just went out and like was playing sports and something, you know, like.
All right, we will return back to that because I do have a question about that. First of all, I want to jump into this. So if you have learned about dreaming, you also learn that it's tied to imagination in some way. So, do you guys have a strong visual imagination? If I'm like, hey, there's a beautiful woman in a red dress right there, would you picture the woman?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I would, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, it's very interesting because there's this theory that says, like, if you have a strong visual imagination, you're more likely to have vivid, like, very vivid dreams. But you said you have a strong visual imagination. You're like, I don't. Do you have vivid dreams when you actually dream?
Yes, like, so I would say when I do dream that they're super vivid, and like that's why I remember like the few dreams that I have. It's just not often.
Interesting. Yeah. No, I relate to that. I think when I was a kid, I did not dream very often. So it's like, what in your life eventually makes it shift that it's like, oh, okay, we can just dream now?
Yeah.
Does anyone have any thoughts? Like, why?
Maybe it's just stress and, you know, mental health probably has a lot to do with it. Like when you're stressed out, or like if you have anxiety or depression, your brain's not, you know, functioning the way it should be. So that would affect your dreams in a way, you know.
Interesting. I feel like when I'm anxious, I dream more.
It could be that. Also, it could be that you don't, again, depending on what you're doing, you might forget that you did dream.
Yeah.
So it might just be that when you were younger, you forgot more of your dreams than you do now, or you are paying more attention to them now. Because
Maybe.
like when you're a kid, you might not really care too much about it. You got stuff going on, but when you're older, you might be looking for more meaning in them.
Yeah.
So you might be writing them down or thinking about it more, I think.
Yeah. And I've heard this, I mean, maybe not a theory, but it could be a working theory that if you partake in some herbal
Smoking,
substances,
that affects your dreams.
that affects your dreams. So is it that if you're partaking that you have maybe less dreams, and then when you stop, they become vivid?
More vivid, yeah.
All right. That's the
That's
same in
probably
my
what
case.
happens.
Yeah, I know. So that's why I was wondering, is that why you're dreaming more? That's very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess diet and like sugar and all that does affect. Like if you have a lot of like sugar or food before you go to sleep, that
That's
affects
supposed
your
to
dreams
change it.
too.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the theory there? Like, why?
It's just I guess the sugar just makes your brain more active and just have wilder dreams.
Interesting.
I have not heard that.
I know
That's so
they
cool.
say if you eat before you go to sleep, you'll have bad dreams.
Is this like a tale people tell?
That's
I've heard variations of that. Like some people believe you shouldn't drink milk before you go to bed, whereas like some people drink warm milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely heard that you're supposed to drink milk.
Or if you have chocolate close to it. So I think some people have
that's
their own lore about like what will trigger it. But chocolate also would be sugar usually. So
Usually, but I'm just thinking like, so cacao. If you have that cacao, however you pronounce it, how would that affect your dreams? Because you know about. Have you ever done a ceremony?
I haven't done a ceremony.
Okay.
Like I've had cacao, but I haven't done a ceremony. But for what you're saying, like I think that's interesting because there's a lot of plants that like are said to be like good for dreaming, like blue lotus, mugwort, things like that that like are supposed to help you in your dream realm, like have more vivid dreams, receive messages, kind of bring you into that state of, I guess, relaxation to be able to receive. So,
All right, well, that brings me to the next question. Do you guys believe your dreams have meaning? Like they hold meaning for you, that they're trying to tell you something? Do you believe that? Or are you just like, I just dream and they are what they are?
I think you give meaning to whatever you want to. Like if you think it has meaning, then it has meaning. If you don't think it has meaning, but for me personally, like I don't know, a lot of weird stuff happens in my dreams.
You're like, I hope they don't have
it doesn't have
meaning.
meaning. I hope it's just some random stuff. You know,
Oh, that's funny.
because recently I've been just dreaming about like people in my past that I've, like maybe like old friends I haven't seen in like 10 years or something. They just keep popping up. So maybe that's like a meaning, like, oh, maybe I should reconnect with like people that were in my past, or maybe it's just my brain saying like, no, like you don't need to see these people, because it is weird dreams with them too. So it's like, yeah, maybe it was good that I distanced myself from certain people, but yeah, it's just, I don't know if I just been overthinking it maybe, and just
I think I have been having dreams lately more from like people from my past that I would not talk to anymore. And it's just like childhood friends. And I'm like, why are you in my dream? But they're who they are today.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah.
So when you are the 12-year-old boy looking in the mirror, do you
Sounds
dream
so
of
weird.
people you know?
So I would say that some of my dreams are people in my life or people that I've known in my life. I guess different iterations of them, like from childhood, but like now. Like some dreams you're like, that's my childhood crush and he's back. And you're like, what's going on there? But I've had dreams where no one I know have been in them. And I just have connections with people that I'm like, oh, these are my siblings. This is my mom. And it's not my actual mom. Mm-hmm. But in that universe, I'm like, this is my mom. And I accept it. Mm-hmm. Or that dream, I accept it. And then I wake up and I'm like, that wasn't my mom. They look nothing alike.
Okay, that is interesting to me, because I've had dreams where I'm like, this doesn't look like this person, but I know it's that person.
Mm-hmm. You assign the meaning to them, just like you.
But it's like actually that person. It's just my visual imagination isn't strong enough to like capture it in my dream. So it's like for you, it's like it's not your mom.
No, it would be like if you casted my mom in a movie.
Oh.
Or it might.
But it is playing the role of your mom, is what you're saying.
So maybe the best way to say it is, it's like I'm an actress in movies, so it's not me. I am entering a different role. So it's visually me. Sometimes I guess I'm in prosthetics or something. But like it's basically entering into that as if it was a family of a different cast. So no one's actually related, but the characters are related, for example, is the best way for me to describe it. I find that my dreams are the easiest to describe them in like movie terms for other people to understand them, because it's easy for me to be like, oh, well, it's me. But my name's different, my backstory is different, my like whole path and trajectory is different, but I am completely in that role, completely immersed in it and in that world, whatever it looks like. There could be dragons, and that would be...
Oh, that's wild.
But I would say that I do have
that is so cool.
A very strong imagination, visual and otherwise, like sound, sense, like those kinds of things I can think about. Mm-hmm. And so I find that directly relates into my dreams, where my dreams can be very vivid, where I can have sound, visual. In that dream, I feel like I have smell and touch. Mm-hmm. Whereas I know some people, it's very difficult for them to have that much detail. And I know some people dream in black and white.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Do you guys dream in color?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah?
Color,
Okay.
and I can smell and taste and like feel things.
I can
Vivid imagination.
only see, I think, and hear, obviously.
Hear.
I think hearing is the strongest for me, which is also interesting because that's my strongest imagination point. So it's like, again, it's like I know that that's that person's voice and energy, but it doesn't exactly look like them because my imagination isn't strong enough to capture it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So my vivid dreams are probably not as vivid as yours.
But I mean, to you, like in that level of sense, it's like vivid for you.
Yeah. Or it's probably like sound. Like I've had dreams where I heard a sound and then I woke up and I was like, was that a part of my dream or real life? I don't know. So there is that blurring of reality.
But I hear the black and white is to do with people who had to watch black and white TV.
Yes, there is a theory that I think what you're watching or what you're doing throughout your day will end up impacting your dreams. Yeah. So are you the main character in your dreams?
Yes.
Yeah?
It's always like me and like some sort of storyline, but like it's revolving around me. And yeah, definitely main character.
It's the Sheri show. All right, so we did talk about negative dreams and how we remember those more. Do you guys mainly have negative or nightmarish types of dreams, or is it a mix?
For me, it's a mix. I do have, like, for me, I classify my dreams and my nightmares a little differently than I know maybe some other people do. Like, for me, nightmares have to be, like, a very emotional experience, very visceral for me to classify it as a nightmare, which I do have. And then I'll have, like, dreams where I'm stressed. We call them stress dreams when we're talking, where it's, like, it does still have a lot of emotion to it, and you're doing something really stressful. But to me, that doesn't count as a nightmare, just because, like, it just doesn't hit the scale for me of, like, how crazy it can get. So I like to keep them a little separate from that.
All right.
Yeah, for me, I wouldn't say I've had a nightmare in a long time, but like I've had a lot of, like, I guess, negative dreams. Like I'm always just fighting something or just trying to escape
Like
from something.
physically
Just to,
fighting?
yeah, like physically fighting or just like running from something or just like trying to survive instead of just, just random things happening. It's just more like fighting and survival instead of just dreaming about weird stuff.
So would you pull meaning from that? Like if you could be like, oh, what does it mean if I have to like fight somebody in this dream? Does that have a meaning to you? Or it just is what it is?
Most of the times it's like, well, not most of the time. So sometimes it's like weird, like monster type things, but sometimes it's been like people that I know. It's just, so I don't know if it's, maybe it's just stress and anxiety. Just being like, oh, you're just always like in fight mode. You can't like always be like fighting and surviving. You just gotta like accept things and just chill and relax a bit.
It's a good meaning.
Yeah, definitely. I have a mixture, but I do feel like I frequently have like just scary dreams, like where I wake up like scared, like where that feeling stays with me for like a certain amount of time after. So yeah, those definitely, and those are the ones I tend to remember more, obviously.
Yeah, I do feel like that's something I've been hearing from a lot of people recently is like they'll have dreams that just like impact their day. And that's really interesting with the idea that like you're living another timeline out, because it's like, okay, is your other timeline now impacting this timeline? And do they all, like, are they coexisting at the same time, quote unquote, because time is an illusion? Yeah, like, do you have, like, is your other timeline asleep when you're awake? When you're awake, or are you just like accessing another perspective?
Yeah, so I know some people think that when you're having those dreams, you're basically just joining in, like live stream with the other person, so they're living their life. And so I guess in that same rule of thought, that anyone could be here with us now, just watching from another place.
Oh, that's creepy.
I know,
That
it's
is
weird.
so creepy.
But like going off that, I mean, I've died in my dreams or been seriously injured. And so some people think that if you die in your dream, that other you is dead.
All right,
Do you
so
fully
we
die or do
can
you wake up before you die?
I mean, I've died in those dreams. So I think that, I mean, if that's true, then those people are dead. But I mean...
Oh, but you're not yourself. You're saying like you were somebody else when you died?
Sometimes I'm me, and they die
so
off.
then clearly that
If that's
idea
the
can't be true. Because Alyasa, I think you've experienced this too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the reoccurring death dreams.
Okay, reoccurring death dreams.
So do you think are you living the same life? Do you think it's different Alyssa's dying off?
Ooh.
Because I was having this conversation with someone, and they're like, I've never died in my dreams.
I've never died.
And then I'm like, well, then are there just a lot of you, if this was multiverse, there are just a lot of you surviving and a lot of me dying off. And I'm like, wow, survival of the like multiverse soul. Mine are all
wild.
dying. And you
But
guys
if it's
are
a
keeping it
multiverse,
going.
I guess it might be like an unlimited amount of you. So
Yeah, it's true.
You got more of you.
There's always more.
There's always more.
There's always more.
All right, this leads me to my next question. What is real to you? Your dreams or your waking life?
I don't know. I've had some pretty cool dreams where I wake up, I'm like mad because I wanted to go back into the dream. Like that was so much fun. I wish that was real life.
I think they're both real to me. I've definitely been having dreams like lately, since I've been dreaming more, where exactly as Alyasa said, like I just like I'll keep going back to sleep because I was like I just want to continue, and it's kind of like I was saying to my friend the other day, like it's like I don't like I keep getting pulled back in. So then I wonder, I'm like, am I getting pulled into another realm? Like, do I just not want to leave it? Is it
You like that Sheri's timeline. You're like,
Right. So it's like, so you can actually go back to sleep to the same dream.
Yeah.
All right. Can you guys?
Sometimes.
Can you control it?
If I'm thinking about it, like if I wake up and I'm thinking about the dream that I just had, and if I'm able to fall back asleep, I usually can go back into that dream.
Ooh.
I think when I was like young, like I'm going to say like in my teens, there was a dream that it was like a serial dream where every night would be a new episode. I lived, teenage me lived for that. I've never been able to have it again. So now every time I leave a dream, I'm like, that's gone. That was life while it lasted, but never again. So it would have been fun to have them over and over again, but no.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We appreciate all your comments, likes, and follows on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and TikTok. Keep sharing the love, and we'll be back with more Dreams and Duality in 2 weeks. You can expect new episodes Mondays at 5 a.m. ET.